cancel. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the TFT Podcast. I am your host tonight, Zach. With me tonight is Chaos Mana.
Hi. Oh. We're gonna mix up our names.
Nah.
Then I realized how bad that would be for editing.
Yeah.
With me tonight is Zach. Oh, he's not here. With me tonight is Chaos Mana for real.
Hello.
With me tonight is Mr. Warpward for real.
Good evening.
And with me tonight is Wellblade for real?
Maybe? Maybe for real? Perhaps?
What's up? It's a podcast.
It is a podcast.
First off, happy birthday. Happy 43rd birthday to Zap45. Almost as old as his number on his name.
He and his 8 children are going out to dinner from what I heard.
Yeah, that's why they're not on the podcast tonight.
Yeah.
Where's he going tonight?
I think it's Pizza Ranch.
Kids are going to be there, all that.
Pizza Ranch?
Yep. That's a Midwest thing.
Is that a chain? In
Oh wait,
Iowa?
is that a real place?
Yeah, it is. It's all you
What's
can
it
eat
like?
pizza with chicken, and they're like awesome cheese sticks.
Do you guys like stuff on your pizza, or do you like just plain
The
pizza?
only thing I'll ever put on it is, if it's necessary, is buffalo sauce or ranch.
I like that.
Those
I
are the
like
two
buffalo
things.
sauce on pizza.
Because
What's
sometimes,
defined as a plain pizza? Just
Cheese.
yeah, cheese is plain.
Wow.
That's like as plain as you can get. Otherwise, it's just sauce and crust, and then that's just literally like breadsticks with sauce.
So
Yeah,
if that is plain, then doesn't that go beyond that? So it's like naked
No, like
pizza?
plain. A whole pizza is 3 ingredients. Like your basic pizza is 3 things. It's your crust, your sauce, your cheese.
Yeah.
So that's a
And
pizza.
love. 4 ingredients.
Yeah, but I mean that's a given because you're eating pizza. So
Yeah, but love.
it's
Is it your
it's
love
implied.
or their love?
You know, it's implied that you're loving it as you like digest it.
So 5 main ingredients: your love, their love, cheese, sauce, and bread.
and the spirit of Italy.
And so 6 things. 6 things that are in pizza.
Even though it's really more
The goats
French,
of the Roman
France
Empire.
than Italy, but
the Roman Empire is in every slice of pizza that you've ever eaten.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, as you do it, you should say "Hail Caesar"
Every single time.
every time.
Ave, hail to Kaiser.
Are there other...
Good
That's
follow-up
German
reference.
pizza. That's an entirely different thing. So I have a question to the group.
Mhm.
Does Batman tweet?
Yes, it's called the goddamn Batman.
What does he like to tweet about?
It's random shit.
Uh,
I actually wrote a story about that.
that's why I asked.
Yeah.
I wanted to look up what you have been up to as of late.
Oh, yeah, that
on
was
your
like
Twitter and
3
stuff
years
that.
ago.
I just typed in Mr. Wartburg, and that was literally the first thing that came up. Your fan fiction site.
Yeah, I've written a lot of stuff.
Yeah, 14 stories,
It's like almost 300,000 words at this point.
300,000 words.
Wait, this specific story, or
No, not this story. That story was like 400 words. It was like
Okay,
4
That's why I picked
paragraphs.
that one.
I was
like
it was
wow,
like, it was a,
the
it was a
Warburg's
writing
essay
prompt.
on.
It was a writing prompt, and we had to pick a social media account and like write a story about something. I can't remember the entire prompt, but that was the genesis of the project, and I ended up putting it on that site because I thought it fit there.
But does the real Batman tweet? That's the question of the story, isn't it?
I would think Bruce Wayne would hire people to do it. I don't know if he'd do it himself.
You think? Wait, what's his company called?
It's
Wayne Enterprises?
Wayne
It
Enterprises.
varies.
There's
Sometimes
got to
it's
be like a
Wayne
corporate.
Industries. Yeah, there's a
totally
corporate
gotta be like a
account.
corporate Twitter account.
He got verified like as soon as Twitter became a thing. So
He funded in Twitter.
yeah, he was probably the majority stakeholder.
Do you know, as Batman, when he's bored, when he's just sitting there, like he could pull up Twitter in his car
Oh
and
yeah,
just say like whatever.
there's probably
he
a
wants.
button that has like the logo, just like because I own the company. Tweet something.
But I feel like the Batman wouldn't tweet that much.
Probably not.
He's got justice to carry out.
Well,
Definitely not the Batman versus Superman Batman. No way.
Is his car like
That guy's a douche.
automatic, or does he have to steer it in most iterations?
He's
Because
fucking Batman. He doesn't have to steer shit.
I would
if he-
assume it's automatic.
if it's automatic, then he's got to be bored when sitting in between transport.
Well, it's probably powered by Deus Ex Machina, so whenever it needs to be automatic, it's automatic. for the
It's
story.
just powered by he's the goddamn Batman.
Yeah, exactly. It's powered by the night. It's reverse solar power.
The moon or just the night?
The night.
The shadows power me.
He is fear. He is
I still have not
vengeance.
seen Batman versus Superman.
Oof.
It's okay.
Yeah,
like somehow like it's.
I thought
everybody
I had
loves
a lot of fun
everybody hates
making it. I mean, not making the reviews of it. I had a lot of fun watching the movie.
Warburg, new director.
Yeah,
Mm.
I filmed
Zack
like 4
Snyder.
reviews of this, so it's a whole thing.
Who was in the TFT talks or making the rounds?
That was me, Zach, and Dark.
Okay, I have to not watch that because I'll get spoiled. But
Oh yeah,
hey,
it was very spoiler
if
heavy.
you'd like to hear our official review of the thing, watch the other thing that we just mentioned. If you missed it, rewind the podcast back to what I just said.
Nice
Freeze it
plug.
right here. Open up a new tab. Go to Making the Rounds. Batman vs Superman.
Yes,
Like
don't listen to it
45
while we're
minutes.
recording this. If you're in Twitch right now, actually, that's probably more interesting. Go listen to that.
Yeah, we'll
I
see.
don't know. We'll
We'll
see.
see.
Some of us had crazy weeks.
Yeah,
What did you
And
do this
very
week?
tough. Me?
Yeah,
I was a slave to the man for 8 straight days.
you're done that, or you're still in the middle
Wait,
of
so
it?
what you I don't think you've really said everything that's happened at your job since the issue with your boss.
Yeah. Okay. I'll start. Not this last Friday, but the Friday before that, I got a call from my regional manager, and I was like, "Whoa, my regional manager's calling me. That's weird." And she's like, "Hey, have you heard from your local manager?" And I go, "No." She goes, "She didn't come into work today," which is kind of bad because we run solo shifts. So she would be the one that opens the store and does everything in the store during that time. And I'm like, that's weird. I can come in if you want. I mean, I've only slept for 3 hours, but yeah, I can come in this morning, sure. And then they're like, yeah, we'll see if she can cover the night shift or what's going on. Because they call back later and they're like, yeah, we still haven't heard from her. And at that point, I was like, maybe she's dead because no one has heard from her at all. And like, so can you cover the evening shift too? And I'm like, yeah, I can cover 12 hours on 3 hours of
Oh.
sleep, no problem. Yeah, I did. I'm like, okay, cool, I did that. And then it's like, can you come in tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, because I guess we no longer have a manager. Someone has to take up the reins, and that person was me. And, that happened for like 2 days. It wasn't too bad. Nothing too monumental. Within that 8-day period of me working, one of the employees lost the key to the store. And so I had to take care of that as the person with the most seniority, I guess. And then a computer crashed, and the owner of the company, who has a very heavy Indian accent, was on the phone arguing with tech support in Russia, who had a very heavy Russian accent. And so that took about 8 hours to solve. And yeah, that has been my week. Basically, I became the new manager without any of the pay or respect. Well, I got the respect because they're like, "Oh, thank you very much for doing this." And
Did you
I
get a
got
better
call
coat?
from, like, nope.
Maybe like
coat.
higher shoulder
So has there
pads?
been any talk on actually upgrading your position?
No, but currently my regional manager's in Dallas, so they called in a manager from Portland to cover for the few weeks, I'm assuming, until she comes back, and then we'll probably go from there. But yeah, it's been a trip, man.
I just want you to like lean on the desk next to the manager when they come back and be like, "Man, it must be hard to find another manager."
Yeah. She also gave me a $50 bonus at the last day of work, so that was nice.
Oh, damn!
So yeah, I still get the respect, and I guess the pay, just not the title. I want the title. I want the title just so when someone asks for the manager, I can say it's me. Like, can I talk to a manager? And I'm like, I am the manager.
Well, I was jealous that the way your even the manager policies were, because in my job, like I was kind of trapped behind not being able to do or say anything until they call a manager. There'd be all this big issue. You can just like kind of say no.
Yeah.
In a way.
Our policy is to not give out information of our managers because they get tons of like cold calls for work and new products and all kinds of dumb stuff. So when they're like, I want to talk to a manager, it's like, okay, she'll be in Monday at 6 o'clock. You're free to come in then, talk to her. And that's usually diffuses the situation. But yeah, it's been an interesting week to say the least.
And now, is it back to normal schedule at this point?
Yes, with the new temporary manager from Portland, it's pretty much I've been able to have my 5 days off, which has been very nice. And I've watched a lot of Gundam.
Oh, what else has everyone been watching?
I recently binged all 3 seasons of The 100, which is an awesome show.
I heard good. I heard good things about that.
It's like the episode that just aired. Like, it's on network TV. They just aired some shit. I'm like, can you air that? Like, damn, that's fucking brutal. Like, you see a dude's head just get like blown apart by a bullet. And it's like, what? Can they show that? It's crazy.
What channel is that
It's on the CW. Who incidentally renewed all 14 of their series, which is crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that show, it's the first 2 seasons are on Netflix. Season 3, I had to buy the couple episodes on Amazon Prime or whatever, because I only had to get caught up on 2. Because they do shortened seasons. It's like 15-episode seasons, so it moves on a hell of a lot quicker than most network shows, which I really, really like. Because I like the cable structuring of how they tell stories and stuff. Because it just moves along in like 13 episodes usually. And this is a lot more like that. Plus, it's dystopian, sci-fi, like the world ended, nuclear apocalypse stuff. And it's a lot of fun. The first few episodes are pretty rough, so if you ever get into it, it takes a bit because it is a bunch of kid actors. But like episode 4, it turns a corner, and I think it's probably because the Battlestar Galactica alumni show up and they get better actors on the show. And it just takes off. Like it's awesome.
Now, seasons 1 and 2 in Battlestar Galactica, or seasons 3 and 4 of Battlestar Galactica?
No, it's Alessandro Giuliani. So he was on every season. He's Felix Gaeta.
Okay.
And there's a couple others that were just like kind of smaller parts. But
Felix Gaeta had good time, a good story, bad story, good acting,
he's
bad
just
acting.
kind of a side character, but like I don't know, the tone of the show just shifted in episode 4, and it became a way better show after that. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, that'd be what I would recommend watching.
Have you ever found any good fan fiction on it?
They're hilarious.
I know. I try.
Yeah. You don't succeed.
I don't succeed.
Yeah.
That's why I need to be on a 4-person podcast, because everybody else makes me funnier.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, we're like Voltron, man. Alone, we're just robot lions. Like, who cares about that?
I have my bachelor party coming up this weekend.
Oh, really?
So that's a thing that's happening.
The wedding is going to be live streamed on April.
On TFT Podcast number 200. We're
right
going to
now,
replay.
vote on the straw poll of Tejan's vows.
Yeah. You guys are writing them for me.
Leave a comment down below. Start a comment chain.
Uh-huh. All right, the Twitch chat. That's your job. You're going to write my vows right now. So get on that.
One sentence at a time between each user.
Rhubarb is the best man.
One word at a time, exactly. One word at a time.
No, Rhubarb is the best man.
He's yep.
Ring bearer as well.
Yep. Everything. He's leading it. He's announcing everyone. He's running
Choose
it.
the song.
He's the officiate
for people who walk down the aisle.
He's barking the song. But that's it for me. I have no other big event coming up in a month.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty a big one.
Yeah.
It's all big.
It's kind of a life-changing thing.
Wait, isn't the bachelor party supposed to be like a day before the wedding?
No, that would be awful.
People who are stupid do that.
That would be just be stupid. That'd be really dumb.
No, I don't get married.
Like, yeah, I'm
You've
gonna.
never done this before.
I don't do this.
I need to
thing
pop
often.
like 12 Tylenol to go get married, so I don't pass out.
Mm.
I need to wash away all the hooker
Sin.
glitter on me.
The sin.
Stripper glitter is what I meant. But,
Yeah.
It's same theory.
Mm.
That's just a theory. I know that this week. You said there was a little bit more of the Mass Effect stuff leaked out.
Yes. Well, I would say it was more on April Fool's, which made me go, is it or is it
really?
not legit?
Oh, I didn't know.
But
know
it wasn't the
came
company
out.
that leaked it. It was a few other things. I will say the footage looks legit, like the gameplay stuff, like how the jetpacks work and stuff. Like everyone's gonna have a jetpack. The Omni Shield will be can be like a shield now instead of just like a spear, like that you like punch people with, which I thought was weird in the first place. But
Oh yeah, it did kind of fold out in a way that made you think you could do a little bit more than just a kind of punch.
And they're going to take off of that. And there's some further speculation, like, and this wasn't because of the leak or anything, but just some further speculation on like where the story is going to. Like if you remember in Mass Effect 2, when you're recruiting Tali, like a son is dying, and they're like, why the fuck is this happening? Nobody knows. Yeah. And in this new like Mass Effect universe, you have to colonize another galaxy. So maybe the Milky Way is like dying, and like all the stars are like dark matter's like decaying their cores and stuff, and like that'd be pretty cool. Like because that was a plot thread that was huge.
Guy is going to be called because we just call him Shepard like all the time for sure. What is the guy going to be called, or the person rather?
I don't know.
Sheep.
Yeah, like that. Like I'm really curious to like which person they're going to bring in for this iteration, and like are they going to have a nice story to go with them?
It'd be cool if their name was Anderson and you were like a descendant of Admiral Anderson.
Yeah,
just because
that man was the best. Any descendant of, like, wait, isn't Keith David voice him?
Yeah, Keith David voice Anderson.
Any descendant of his characters or the man has got to be awesome.
Oh yeah, it could be the elusive man. You just be called. Oh, I was gonna say you just call the man, but I mean that doesn't really work when you can just be like
the totally visible and transparent man.
Yeah,
I forget. Has it been confirmed or not whether you're going to be a human?
Yeah, well, they showed the one thing where it was like the N7 soldier, but they also said that you own an N7 soldier. So I think you're a human? Question mark?
Because that'd be interesting if they let you be. I mean, granted, it's a lot of work and stuff because everything would be different. But that would be interesting if you got to be like one other race or something. I'm not expecting it, but that would be really fun to be able to choose.
Indeed.
I just hope it comes out sometime in like this year or something.
No, it's going to be early 2017.
Years from this point, yeah.
It was supposed to come out this fall. They pushed it back to, I think, early Q2 2017.
That's all right. Mankind Divided's coming out this year, so that's kind of...
Wait, what's that?
Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Plus,
sequel to,
Halo Wars 2 from Certain Affinity.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, that's actually interesting.
Fucking in, man. I cannot wait for E3.
Really good.
Really?
Yeah, it was a great console RTS. They nailed it.
Console, no. PC was really good.
Yeah,
the console version was
I loved it on the console version.
When I was playing on the console, like with an RTS, the quick actions and many keyboard shortcuts that you can do.
I know it's better on a computer. That's not the argument. I'm saying for a console version of the game, they did a really, really good job. Because I've played some other RTSs that suck. It was not that. It was not that.
Yeah, it was the best for what it was.
Yeah, and it wasn't made by like a top-line developer. Like Certain Affinity is a top-line RTS developer, and they're going to put Microsoft and 343 has probably dumped tons of money into this project alongside of Certain Affinity's own development resources. So I'm excited.
Yeah, because it was really good on the PC and it looked very pretty.
Yeah.
Did you play through the entire campaign?
I did not. I played most of it on the console, and then there was that thing where it doesn't have quick saves, and the auto saves for one of the missions were like at the beginning. And I died at the end, and I'm like, all right, fuck this game.
Yeah, it was a little frustrating.
That's one of those games where I have like one achievement in, and it really bugs me because I never went back to it, and I only have 1 out of 50 achievements for that game. And I just wish I could like delete that achievement. But they don't even have that, like, they have the one achievement, and you just forget about a game, and then you look at your total,
MLB
and then games
2K
played, and you're like...
13. That was my game.
Yeah.
What game?
What's MLB, like, 2K15 or something like that. It was just a giant pile of shit. And, like, it just broke all the time, and it's like, guys, seriously, how is MLB The Show this much better? Like, you're able to license the Major League shit. How does this suck so bad? So,
I think there's just a fucking stain on my achievement list where I have this game played, but I'm never going to go back to it, and I just wish I could just fucking remove achievements. Like,
that
I don't
would
even care
be
if I lose the points.
Why?
I just wish I could remove them.
Completionist.
It's such a strange thing to
be. If you get rid of one, your percentage would go up a pretty decent chunk.
Oh,
Assuming you don't have a ton of
percentage
points.
complete.
I don't really care
doesn't
about percentage of games completed. It's just like just looking at an empty list, basically. I don't like looking at that list. The same thing, I have my first ever 70 achievements weren't even done by me. My little brother was playing on my Xbox, and he was playing like what was that Star Wars game where you played Darth Vader's
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed.
Yeah, he played that game. I was never going to play that game. And he got like a bunch of achievements on it, and I'm like, oh, now this is like what? And I should create a new account.
First one's actually a fun game.
I just never got into it.
It's got a very cool... I liked the story of it for this stuff. I wish that wouldn't have just died on console.
That was one of those games where I liked watching other people play it.
By the way, that reminded me, I watched something else during this week. I saw the Star Wars Rebel Season 2 finale.
And how amazing was that?
That was so good.
Yeah.
That show is so surprisingly good.
Yeah. Like,
well, it has no right to be good. But it
I don't know
really
why
is
it doesn't. I mean, Clone Wars was one of the best cartoons like in the last 15 years.
I guess, but it was like...
And it's
you know what I mean?
Basically
it's
a sequel to that.
It's like a Disney cartoon that shouldn't be as hype as it is. I'll put it that way.
It's Star Wars is in the name.
I know.
It's going to have a
understand.
shitload of hype.
There's a lot of good cartoons out now.
Yeah.
People, all the companies are stepping up their game.
Well,
it was like Cartoon
Marvel
Network
really
stepped up, put in Adventure Time, and then everybody fucking ever stepped up their game.
Speaking of that, did you guys see the promo for the new Rooster Teeth cartoon? It's like Camp or whatever it is.
Camp.
Yeah.
Oh.
That trailer,
No, I haven't seen that
got
one.
me pretty pumped. I'm like, I want to see this. That looks good.
It should be pretty amusing.
Nope.
Hopefully. I mean, I hope it's not like one of those series that lasts like 6 episodes and then they forget.
I could
about.
see the Ruby Chili thing last time, 6 episodes. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
is that
Yeah.
actually coming out? I thought that was a joke.
no, they're making it.
No, they're doing that.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And that was
Are
the
they
one I
still
was like, if they were
doing-
making a joke, it'd be that one.
That reminds me of what they did with Teen Titans, though, so I'm like kind of scared that that's not going to be
But
very
that's
good.
doing really, really well. Like,
Teen Titans Go.
Really?
yeah.
People are trying really hard to like bash it, but it's doing really well.
I mean, it's made for an entirely different audience, whereas like the original Teen Titans was made for not 6-year-olds.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I leave it on TV sometimes.
Well, funny is
amusing.
I don't know. Like it's compared to the other one, it makes me sad.
I would just prefer Young Justice over either of those Teen Titans cartoons because Young Justice was fucking awesome.
Another cartoon I need to read more fan fiction about.
Oh yeah, totally do. Dive through it, man.
No, that's a show. Like I watched like the first 9 episodes, and I just never kept going. I'm terrible at TV shows, but like literally, I read the initial Young Justice comic book from the '90s, and like you think that would be like the first fucking cartoon I'd ever want to watch, and I still haven't watched it.
They just dropped season 2 on Netflix, and they were apparently like, "All right, these numbers are really good. We might start looking at a season 3
On Netflix, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they gotta.
season 2 isn't as good as season 1, but
What made them decide to not continue anything as original but go on this path? Do you know anything about that?
the thing is, it was doing actually okay in the ratings. It just wasn't selling toys.
Oh gosh.
And they refused to market toys to girls. They're like, yeah, but guys aren't buying the toys, and girls just don't buy toys. And it's like, yeah, you don't fucking make toys for them. Like, no shit, they're not gonna buy it. And like, they did the same thing with Green Lantern, the animated series, which was, I think, the best version of Green Lantern like ever. Even like barring the comic books, it was amazing.
Stay your tongue, sir.
No, seriously, watch that show. It was fucking amazing.
I did.
That was
Stay
great.
your tongue, sir.
That was great. I'm not saying like all but it beats a lot of the Green Lantern incarnations in quite a few comic books.
I think I kind of just hate the Red Lanterns, so
You know,
yeah,
one of the
and that's a
There was
newer
such a big
thing
deal in that.
in his whole comic book history. But like taking aside from that, I mean, how they set up the show was really well done, and they had set up like the entire like where they were totally going with the emotional spectrum and stuff. It's like, oh, that was going to be awesome, and they did the anti-monitor, and they just canceled it because again, girls loved it, just didn't buy toys. Like, it's the dumbest fucking reason to cancel a show because it wasn't made to be a kid's show. It was made to be a show. Like I mean, Young Justice aired on Friday nights initially, like next to the Clone Wars. They aired in prime time. Like, it was not a Saturday morning
Remember
cartoon.
when putting stuff on Friday nights was like the prime time to put anything. TV, like TGIF. Like, people fucking stayed home and watched TV on Friday. Nobody does that anymore. If you put something on Friday,
it's dead.
It's going to die.
Except for, like, shows like Chuck, who somehow survived in, like, 2 seasons on Friday nights.
Well, with the internet, like, capabilities, it like, putting, like, oh, this is a Cartoon Fridays, or this is a specific this date, gets a little bit harder because of the people that can watch, a lot of binge shows on Netflix.
And still, studios don't do a good enough job taking into account, like, DVR ratings and stuff. Because, like, it doesn't.
Can they take those, like, people, like,
manufacturers of, like, the boxes
even, like, the
and stuff?
You can view metrics online of people watching on Hulu and shit like that. But they put way too much fucking weight on
Nielsen ratings, which are a joke. Because it's all 50 and older. Like, yes, of course CBS gets the most because all the people that have Nielsen boxes fucking watch CBS. Who'd have thought?
That's all they got.
Yeah. Crazy.
I'm annoyed that, like, I mean, granted, where they did leave it off might have been kind of hard to continue off of that. I don't know if that episode, episode
what
series,
are you talking about?
Well, for the old Teen Titans show, they kind of did a couple episodes there at the end that were, like, very much a finale-like.
Well, they did. They had, like, a
series.
climactic thing against, what the fuck, the Hive, right?
I think.
Is that their big?
Yeah.
That was the big finale, right?
Yeah, I think.
And
been a while since I've seen that.
But, like, that was, like, very that was like a good 3-episode arc, and then they had, like, one final, like, goodbye episode where they, like, went for pizza.
See, they knew they were ending.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
and that went what, 5 seasons?
Yeah, it had a good run.
That actually went a while.
Plus, like, DC at the time was still that ended right when Justice League ended too, didn't it? Like around the same time. Yeah, didn't it?
Oh, that was a great fucking cartoon, dude.
Oh, yes, it was. The whole Bruce Timm stuff.
I will go back and rewatch those DVDs anytime.
Yeah, his entire and it's on Netflix now too, which is like, oh my god, I can go watch Justice League today.
One of those losers still has the DVDs.
Nope. I almost bought all of them on, and Amazon Prime has Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series, so I can watch all the Bruce Timm stuff except there's a couple that I can't. Yeah, but it's like it's awesome. I love Bruce Timm. The guy just gets the characters, and I really wish, like, DC, when they're making their movies, would be like, all right, you knew how to build a world, even if it's an anime. You know how to build a world and get your characters to interact and stuff on a film media. You're going to work with Jeff Johns and a film director, and your guys are going to craft the universe, because that would be one of the fucking.
He did the storyboards for the original Batman movies, didn't he?
I know he worked on them because the original. I mean, the Batman animated series was a kind of a quasi sequel to the original Batman in '89, and I know he had some. He worked with some of the stuff. I don't know the entirety of the story. My buddy Chris would know a shitload more about that than I do.
I think I remember seeing they did like an animated storyboard where it was the original Batman, and it was it's Conroy who does the voice of Batman.
Yep, Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, and they actually did they did the lines over the animated storyboards. That was pretty cool. Because that cartoon, when did that start? Like 92?
Yep, 92.
Yeah. So wait,
that was groundbreaking shit.
So maybe it was just like a after the fact thing or something like that. But still, like that was really cool. I forget where that is. I watched that years ago, but we'll link it in the thing.
Yep.
Do we still link things in the link though?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I haven't podcasted with you guys in a long time.
Yeah, what the hell?
I've been busy.
What have you been up to? Making stuff.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah. How's the Warp Work show?
Doing all right. I'm going to be doing episode 19 this weekend. Got to talk about my colonoscopy from this week. Fun times.
Oh, joy.
So that means you can't talk about it here.
I can. I don't really care.
Can't give us the scoop.
Yeah.
Yes, boy.
Mostly it was just, I forgot how bad magnesium citrate was. Oh, God, that shit's disgusting. It's like a super laxative, and it sucks.
Blows your
It's like, hey,
apart.
for a day you've been taking, I had to do a whole bottle of Miralax with 2 32-ounce Gatorades, and
Is that the clear shit?
What?
Clear goopy shit?
No, Miralax is like the powder. It's like a laxative
okay.
powder. And then I had to take 2 laxative pills like middle of the day on Monday. And then it's like, oh yeah, Tuesday morning, just in case, here, take magnesium citrate. By the time you get to the hospital, you will be shitting all over the damn car.
That's how you get to the hospital.
Yeah, you
like,
just power yourself
just
by
lift
your
off.
shit.
That's literally the purpose.
It's disgusting. Like,
Everybody should be traveling by
my sister got like grape flavored stuff, and she didn't get me anything to cut it into, so I had to drink it straight. Oh, that was awful.
Do you at least feel like healthier after being
No,
basically
I
empty?
feel like you're dying.
no,
when you
my
can't
ass
do
is
that.
raw.
All right.
Yeah, that'll do
Like
it.
I've been shitting nonstop for like 2 days. But yeah, as soon as I
Why
got out
did
of the
you have to
hospital,
have super laxatives?
what?
How much did you have up there?
Oh, you had to take 10 ounces of it.
Jesus.
Plus, like I have a short bowel, like I'm missing 2 feet of intestine, so
Sure.
it just
Yeah.
goes faster anyway. But as soon as I got out of the hospital, because I hadn't eaten for 36 hours, we went to a sports bar and I had the best cheese balls of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out that Aaron Porter thinks cheese curds are disgusting.
What? No.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
Well, listen, if you put cheese curds in Mountain Dew that's in milk, like, you're going to have a
Fuck
bad
off,
time.
dude.
Dude, I don't know how you drink Mountain Dew with milk. That's
I
just a weird
didn't
thing
drink
to me.
it. Just I didn't even. I poured it in the fucking dark.
Before the podcast, I mean, this is on audio now, you said, boy, do I love mixing
No, I
milk
did not. I
now."
said, "Oh shit." I didn't even realize there was milk in this glass when I poured my Mountain Dew in it. That's what I said.
Do you have any weird combinations, though, that you like?
Not really.
Like food, combination food, sandwich, or drink?
The only one that's kind
For
of okay
food,
is like
toast and ketchup. Like
Toast?
buttered toast and ketchup.
That's weird, but not that weird.
It's not that weird. It's like literally. It's like eating. It's not that weird. Not really. Like
kinda
my
weird.
brother puts applesauce in chili. That's weird.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, oh, here, I'm going to have this hot dog, but I'm just not going to have the hot dog. It's like that. It's not that weird. As far as weird shit goes, it's not that weird.
You
that's
sound like
kinda
you're getting
weird.
defensive over it.
No, it's just
not
because it's
weird.
what Tejan
No.
said right away. He like immediately said that.
Yeah, I think that's a little weird.
I'm not
But-
saying it's not weird. I'm just saying compared to other shit that's out there and that you've seen, it's not that weird.
true.
I don't know if I've had cheese curds.
You've never had cheese curds?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, I know what we're doing for RTX.
Having
Cheese curds?
Seriously though, it was like beer battered cheese curds, and they were
What is a
amazing.
cheese curd?
It's
Yeah.
a ball of cheese that you throw in you batter it up,
So it's like
throw
it's
it in a
mozzarella
fryer,
stick.
done.
But instead of
Is it-
mozzarella, it's
You can be with any other kind of cheese. I was Wisconsin mozzarella
It's
that
breaded.
we had.
It's breaded cheese. Okay.
Yeah, it's breaded cheese in a deep fat fryer. What's not to love?
I mean, yeah, those are great.
And Aaron Porter's like,
Just-
dude, a cheese and amazing go together. Cheese curds and amazing don't go together. I'm like, oh, those are fighting words, motherfucker.
That means he doesn't like fucking mozzarella sticks.
Exactly.
It's fighting words.
What the fuck?
Zach says he eats peanut butter and jelly with cream cheese and bananas all in one sandwich.
Bananas is fine. Cream cheese is weird. You're fucking weird. That's gross.
Depends on the kind of cream cheese.
I
No.
guess.
Kind
That's
of.
like me and avocado and anything. Avocado is like the worst food of all time. And if it's near my food, I just don't want to eat it.
I'm like that with onions,
Is that
just 'cause
is that
onions
how we
make me
prevent you from
sick.
taking like a slice of pizza? We just put a bowl of avocado next to the pizza.
Yeah, too close. Too close.
No, then he'd just take the avocado and throw it out the window and eat the pizza.
Yeah, basically, property gets destroyed when I'm near avocados. Or guac. But anyway, Wub, what's your weird thing?
Weird thing that I eat? The only thing I could think of was like occasionally I'll put like French fries into like Wendy's Frosties, and that's about it.
Well, that's
See, I've seen a lot of
that's
people
common.
do that.
Yeah, it's not very strange.
It's the fat and the
okay.
salt and like the sugar
Yeah,
all
it's nice.
coming together.
For some reason, I thought gravy and French fries was going to be weird. Like I thought, like just the thought of that, like poutine. It sounded gross, but then I think about it, I'm like,
Yeah,
fries are potatoes, and I eat potatoes, the gravy, all the time. So why would I be grossed up by fries?
the
with
thing is,
gravy?
you gotta have good gravy because I've had like
Absolutely.
been in Texas and I've had some with just bad, bland country gravy. I'm like, how do you fuck up country gravy? You're in Texas. Just give me more pepper, and it's immediately better. Just give
love
it some,
white
in those
gravy.
type of
give it some
restaurants,
taste.
I love with a lot of gravy. I love just put trying anything that goes good, because a lot of the foods there you go good just dipped in that sort of gravy if it tastes all right.
Yep. Except
I've had
in another
that-
place in Texas that fucked up the gravy. It was Champs 2 years ago. I had the worst chicken fried steak of my life. They put beef gravy with chicken fried steak. It was really runny, and it ruined the breading on the chicken fried steak, and it didn't go well with the mashed potatoes at all. Motherfuckers.
Fuck you.
What was that?
That was my spring on my arm for my mic that I accidentally hit.
I thought you were about to play some guitar.
No.
Okay.
It sounds like a cartoony like censor thing, like that
Sounds
would
like
go
we're getting
over
an alert.
if Tijin was saying something to make it sound like he said a curse word.
Bing. But I did. I was about to say fucking. So it was literally perfectly timed.
See, this is why our videos get flagged as not safe for work on Reddit. 'Cause of those
Yeah.
words.
Do they?
We do. Some of them do.
Bad guitar riffs.
Now you just got to watch, get the sound clips that Craig Ferguson used on the Late Late Show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which ones? Because I watched that a lot.
He used a ton, and that's what I just loved about Craig Ferguson. You could just tell he gave no shits when he was doing his like whole spiel to the camera. It was awesome.
I loved I still even use some of his stuff. Like I love how his not caring attitude allowed it to seem more honest and genuine when he made the jokes when he was doing his show.
Yeah.
And it instantly became my favorite of all the late night people because of how silly it was, and like he just kind of did what felt funny. It didn't seem like he was trying to put on a show or anything.
I just realized that instead of watching what I wanted to watch tonight, I'm podcasting with you guys.
Yeah. You're podcasting where you want to be.
Yeah. Well, I was going to watch Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Wow.
Which dropped.
Did you know?
Force
the
Awakens.
Rogue
Sorry,
One
we were talking about
trailer-
the game.
The Rogue One trailer is coming out tomorrow.
Really?
I did not know.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Teaser trailer is coming out tomorrow.
Well, yeah, that'll be in the link dump.
So
I'm really cautiously pumped for that movie.
why would you? The movie that just came out was amazing. So why
Yeah,
would you be
it's-
cautiously pumped?
It's more. And don't get me wrong. This isn't going to have anything really to do with this one. It's a fill-in thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we've seen fill-ins go bad in the Star Wars universe. And don't get me wrong, I know the director for this one is a lot better director than George Lucas, but
It's not saying much, but yes.
exactly. And I get a lot of my
not hard to
expectations
get over
will
the
either
bar
be
when the bar's on the
tempered
ground.
or boosted by the trailer. Because the premise is cool. Like it's a bunch of humans, like non-force wielders, who are trying to like kind of start a rebellion. I think is what they're going with, or at least
Well, they're
help.
the people who retrieve the Death Star plans and bring
That
them
is the
into-
actual plot they're going with.
I believe so.
I haven't really.
They're
Again,
gonna
I
build
haven't
an
done.
even bigger Death Star than the previous Death Star planet.
Was Death Star 2 bigger than Death Star 1?
Yes,
I believe so.
At least in the games I played and stuff, and what I've seen, it like kind of dwarfs the original Death Star by a substantial amount. But
Why didn't they
at the
just
same
build
time, it
4
wasn't
regular sized
complete.
Death Stars?
Because
Wouldn't that have been easier?
Well, the Death Star 2 had like a lot better like targeting system and firing ability. Like it was more powerful.
Quantity over quality, buddy.
Yeah,
Well,
it kind
in
of throws a
theory, if
wranch
they
in
had
the
actually
whole.
gotten that
He was
thing
trying to save the
complete,
galaxy
If
thing.
they had gotten that thing complete, it would have been good. But they
I'd
destroyed.
rather
like,
have 4
a
Davids than 1
skeleton.
Goliath.
you know, when you think about it, the Empire is really one-minded. It's like build a planet that can blow up other planets. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that failed. Build a bigger one.
I mean, that
And
was
like, oh,
that
that
was the one
failed. Build a
That was the
bigger
biggest flaw
one.
with The Force Awakens. It's like, you already did this plan, and they already got you doing the exact same fucking plan. Do something different.
Well, every single time they get a little bit more successful. Like they destroyed 6 planets in one shot.
Now, I really hope they just be like, oh yeah, that expanded universe thing about these beings from outside the galaxy who we need to kill all of them.
Yeah,
That's totally true.
We talked about it in the other one. It was the Emperor's like secret plan. There's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
these
I was here.
giant like Reaper-like creatures that are going to come and destroy the universe. But the Death Star is something that could actually defeat it.
Yep.
You think they're going to team up in the end?
Probably not.
That would be an interesting twist if they actually end up showing up, and then like the next trilogy is them fighting these giant creatures.
That's Robotech.
Is it? I never watched that much into Robotech. Is that the plot?
Robotech is like the humans with their really cool robots are fighting like a giant race. They're just big.
Yeah.
It's like a ripoff of Gundam, but against giant aliens.
I saw like the first few episodes of Robotech, but
it's one of those late 80s animes, you know?
Yeah.
Very typical that way.
Yeah.
Still great when I was 9.
Yeah.
That and Shonen Warriors.
I've been watching Gundam
Warriors.
Unicorn, and the fact that it's like a direct continuation from the 79 Gundam and Gundam Zeta is so weird with the like advanced animation. Yeah, it's just funny seeing like a direct continuation of something so old.
I've seen a lot of news more recently about a bunch of stuff like coming from VR. Like there's apparently a talk show that's a VR, like only one that started recently. And there's a bunch of like 3D like model stuff. Like there's like pictures of different like this one has a Dragon Ball Z world they put out, and let's see. There's freaking Japanese school has VR headsets during their opening ceremony.
Interesting.
Like this seems to be spreading out quite a lot.
Well, that's probably the thing that's going to advance VR more than video games, is like the more technical aspects of it. That way you have companies buying into it, not just people who have a huge amount of disposable income.
Well, I hope that overall it eventually does get to a point where they get, you know, with maybe not lower the cost, but at least like make it more worth it to buy something like that.
Yeah.
Like they have now they're creating stuff to back up like buying a VR headset rather than you just buy it and then it sits on your shelf because you can't really do much with it.
Yeah. And there's rumors that Sony might allow the Sony VR headset to work on PC, and if they do, they basically win the VR race because it's like $300 cheaper than the next competitor.
Yeah, we'll see. Cheaper doesn't always necessarily mean it's going to do better in the long run. I mean, look at the PS3 ended up outselling the Xbox One at the end, and it started way higher. And the Vive got amazing reviews.
True, but from everything I've heard, that
so
Sony
far,
is
but we're so far in the infancy. It's more about who develops that first experience that's going to make you want to actually buy it, because the tech is cool, but it's whose platform is going to be the thing that's like that's the thing you want to do. Yeah, and that's where the trend's going to go. Because right now there isn't any of those experiences that I'm like, take my money, let's do this. They just don't have anything like that yet.
Yeah, they're starting to practice with it. Like I saw another racing car one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I saw one too that I think it was one of the Adams from Rooster Teeth tweeted about like a Pacific Rim game would be amazing, and it's a 2-person co-op, and it would be amazing. It'd be awesome.
Any mecha thing would be great.
Exactly, that's like the perfect genre for this whole thing.
Especially because restricted vision, like on one side of your face, would make sense because you'd be probably sitting in some sort of a cockpit.
Yeah, you would eliminate a lot of the pitfalls
out of just
have all the
anyway.
positives. It'd be great.
Has anyone seen Narcosis? The game Narcosis? It's a underwater like horror game, very Soma like kind of, at least in like in location. But the character himself is like, you know, those heavily armored dive suits for going down like thousands of meters.
Yeah,
it's one of those, and you can turn within the suit to like look at the sides of the helmet. Which limits the vision, because if you're going back to that. And then you like move around at like a very slow, lumbering pace. It looks very interesting. It's kind of the closest I can think of to a mech game, at least in the way it feels. I would definitely recommend looking up some trailers for it. Narcosis. There's also a new space survival game called Adrift that has been getting a lot of good reviews and is VR compatible. And from everything I've heard, it's very fun to play and very interesting. So perhaps one of those types of games.
I'm curious to see what drops at E3 for all this market share.
I noticed overall another thing that they started to do with, I've seen a bunch of like side games do it, like the indie games, but now more major releases are putting in an option to disable copyrighted music from their game so that people can stream it without worrying, or put it out for Let's Plays.
Idea. That's an excellent idea.
Yeah, the one that it has here says Quantum Break for the Xbox One. It just has like right in the options to disable the copyrighted music, which now that I think about it overall, I'm surprised it hasn't been done sooner, because a lot of the major games do so well because of all the people like streaming and playing it.
I don't know.
Well, maybe not the major hardcore like titles.
I would be curious to see like some actual like in-depth analytic studies on like the effect of the fairly new phenomenon of Let's Plays and live streams of video games, because there have been a few studies like that obviously have a bias going in, but like some bigger like university studies or like a collection of studies it'd be an interesting topic to look at.
Because at this point, like 95% of the games, it seems that I hear of are from seeing one of the major channels that I watch. They just happen to mention it or just happen to say something about it, and the other 5% is like a news article here or there, or
yep. I see that a lot with like indie games. Like there's a lot of games, like for instance, like Jen, she streams a lot of smaller games. Of like, oh, I've never even seen this played before, let alone talked about. Interesting.
Yeah.
But there's some people who say, oh, I've seen it played, I don't need to buy it now. Like that guy that like that Dragon Cancer came out and like bitched about everybody. He's like, that's Let's Players are why my game didn't sell. And,
no.
It was pretty weird.
It's an awkward balance between like the way that the Undertale creator put forward his game is experience the game for yourself, and then like before you watch any of the Let's Plays. And it seemed to do really well for that. Like a lot of people. What?
You're saying your game is ruined by being able to watch it, then you didn't make a game, you made an interactive movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
And a lot of times, like, people don't, like, with the games being as expensive as they are, you can only buy so many, so you're still excited about the game. And even if you don't play it yourself, well, you can, like, check out this cool game, friends, and then it still spreads information. It still makes your game known to the public, because everyone's still hyped about it, even if you just watched it on a Let's Play. It's the same as you kind of watching a TV show. You still want to talk about it and be excited about the plot. You just didn't do the mechanical bits yourself.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to like that thing of narrative versus gameplay. I feel like if a game's gameplay is good enough, it doesn't matter how many times you watch it, you'll still enjoy it when you play it.
And it's also the way, like, certain games, like, especially older games, they're still a really good game, but it's not the type of game that I play, so I would have a very difficult time getting around it. And rather than spend, hours and hours trying to do a completionist thing for a really game I probably won't get to, then it's just easier to watch the story of that game or see some of the funny people that I watch, make fun of said game.
I bought a game that was on, even when, it just made me think of like when YouTubers, like make fun of a game. I bought a game from, Wheelhouse from Funhouse. Because of the fact they made fun of it, but it looked so interesting to me that I was like, I got it. It was Planet Divers, and it's actually really fun. So.
Well, yeah, we bought a lot of the joke games like Sakura Spirit. We still got it and played the game ourselves because it was really funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Granted, I haven't actually seen through the Dragon Cancer game, but it's really hard to say the overall effects, because I kind of get, at least some games, it's easy to see like, oh, this game spread from here, like the entire Flappy Bird trend spread from PewDiePie playing it.
Well, like Undertale, Five Nights at Freddy's, those games are very much YouTube culture based, not
Yeah.
marketed.
Whereas like that Dragon Cancer always struck me as like the reason I think like Undertale did so well, it's a very simple game, but there's so many different branches to it. Like there's a ton of possibilities within a very simple construct.
Yeah,
Whereas like that Dragon
There was
Cancer,
a huge Kickstarter campaign that
yeah,
came out.
and exactly, it had
the
a lot
hype
of
was already
stuff
there.
around it. Whereas like that Dragon Cancer, it's all narrative, and you die, or the kid dies, right?
Oh.
Like it's about a person going through cancer. Where like you kind of know how that's going to end up, and there isn't like a brand. It's literally just a narrative. Like there's nothing you're really doing to the story. Whereas
might have
Undertale,
been the topic itself in that case. Like a lot of people might still want to hear the story, but it is
it's a depressing damn story.
Exactly. So they might not want to play through the story themselves because they know exactly what they'd be playing. A meaningful but still depressing story.
You're still getting the effect. You're still getting that story that they wanted to tell you, regardless of how you experience whether you're owning the game. Yeah, it's nice to say support the creatives who build it, like, because for every million people that just want to watch it instead of play it,
you can just push for like more like the.
It's not a game with replay value. It seems like
with the Undertale
it didn't strike me as such.
But the Undertale creator, he actually was talking to like some of the Let's Players, like Ross from Game Grumps, like you just telling them to tell the other people, don't spoil yourself. And for this one, they could have like say, hey, make sure to donate to blah or whatever to support this. Like instead of pushing that, oh no, the game didn't sell because of Let's Plays. Like maybe try to actually use that exposure to help out the whole reason behind the game, which was cancer.
Yeah, that was like was just I've seen some of the narrative from that game. It's pretty depressing, which I think is the reason it actually didn't sell well, because it's a depressing subject. Like you thought that would be exciting. No,
being a game, it's probably not the best medium for that kind of storytelling.
Interesting as hell.
It's important.
Yeah, it's interesting. Which why I think if a lot of the people went through that story, it would be really popular videos because people would spread, hey, this is a really important thing. You should see this story.
Yeah, like Kind of Funny did one with Greg Miller playing it, and he has gone through cancer. That was a really awesome Let's Play of that game. I think one of the more popular ones out there. If you say
it's weird to even call it a Let's Play.
Exactly, it's more of like a Let's Watch type of game, even as you're playing it. From what I saw,
yes, I've seen a lot more of those pop out. They're not necessarily games, but a lot of people going through like the visual novels. A lot of people. It is
kind of a merger between like a cinematic television experience with video games.
It's kind of like the Master Pancake of video games is what a lot of the channels turn into. I've seen a lot of channels have just like watch throughs. Two Best Friends I've seen have done a couple of those. Like let's watch this, and then we'll just talk about it.
Similar topic? Do you guys see that Achievement Hunter is basically doing a Master Pancake theater type thing?
Yes, it's only for sponsors, correct?
I think it's going to be sponsor only. It's like theater mode.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm like actually excited to watch it.
Well, for what? Like
they're just going to watch like shitty movies and do like drinking games and stuff.
Oh, I mean, like since that isn't going anymore, or the Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, that's what they said they were kind of taking off of that particular show.
If that's not going,
I mean, it's not an original concept by any stretch of the imagination, but I think they're throwing that out the window at this point. It seems like
yeah. Some of the stories they've said about filming it, I think, are probably going to be funnier than the actual thing itself. So I'm curious to see how it does. But I'm just super excited they're branching out the Let's Play brand so much.
I like their new branding.
Yeah, like they got the creatures, kind of funny, and like Screw Attack and Achievement Hunter, and was there another one, or is that the 4 right now that are all under the Let's Play banner?
Funhouse.
Yeah, well, they're like owned by Rooster Teeth. So kind of.
I know, but
Is Screw Attack, that's Angry Video Game Nerd, right?
No.
Who,
No,
he's not part of that?
Battle.
I thought he was.
Is he?
I don't know.
I think
I know
Yeah,
Death Battle
like-
is, but I don't know.
Death
why.
Battle is, yes.
it's one of the name. Like I think the Screw Attack booth was selling DVDs of Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with Screw Attack outside of like 3 episodes of Death Battle.
But anyway, don't watch any of those people. Watch all of our stuff.
Exactly.
Our stuff is
Or my
much
stuff, you know.
better. Or WordPress.
I'm cool
Well,
with that.
all
But speaking of stuff,
of us.
Stuff. Tell us
I
about
do have
stuff.
something to promote. It's not going to happen for about a month, but it's pretty cool. And I'll be promoting it on my own stuff, and as soon as the poster comes out more heavily. But we're Audrey,
This is it? This is promoting here first?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Because I think by the time this comes out, the poster will be out. So you 6 people watching, you're getting some scoops. So don't tell
There you
Audrey
go.
that I told you this, or I'm fucked.
I
So
already tweeted her.
yeah, but she was recently diagnosed with fibromyalgia. She said so publicly. So we're doing a kind of awareness fundraising stream on May 7th and 8th because it's a disorder syndrome that's not like super well known. So we're doing a stream for that. It's going to be a 24-hour live stream with myself, Raph, Dr. Harris on the site, Escalante, Maddie Monster, and I'm missing one person, but it'll be on the poster. But that'll be on Audrey's channel that weekend, March 7th and 8th. I just wanted to
Awesome.
put that out there.
Best of luck with that.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
looking forward
March?
to it.
We'll definitely help you guys.
Oh,
promote
did I
that
say
as
March?
well.
Did I say? I meant May.
Yes.
May 7th and 8th.
Okay,
May 7th.
May 7th and 8th.
it's gonna happen next year, guys. So
Yep.
be prepared.
It happened already in the past. Don't freak out. We invented time travel.
Right here. You heard it first.
Yeah.
We invented time travel. Also our big blockbuster announcement.
Yeah. We've been keeping it
that
under
we-
wraps for about 2 years.
That
Yeah.
we invented time travel.
I mean, we did it 2 years from now, but we just came back to tell you.
Yeah.
This is podcast actually 215.
You know that story of Stephen Hawking creating a party for time travelers and sending the invitations out after the party occurred to prove that time travel doesn't exist? Wouldn't it be funny if the time travelers were just like, nah, fuck that guy, we're not going anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the person in charge of
But we just don't like him.
the pilot
Yeah.
is like,
Let's just go get drunk somewhere else.
well, also the issue is if there was like going back time travel, there's that like big problem with the creating alternate dimensions because you went back and then changed the past.
See, that
So-
stuff, that's stuff I really like in sci-fi. Like, it's
So
not
at that
changing
point,
the
maybe
timeline,
there
it's creating
is
a whole new
a
reality.
couple alternate pathways where they did visit the party in the past.
But it just hasn't affected our timeline because they're in another timeline. That'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
It depends on the type of time travel you believe in.
Man,
Yeah.
this reminds me of the conversations me and Cass had after I showed him End of Evangelion.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a whole thing this last week. Yeah, so I subjected him to that movie, and he is now, I would
how
say...
scarred are you? Which ending did you prefer?
Oh, I like the end of the third movie because it altogether felt better. It's like not that the story ending of the actual anime was bad or anything, but I liked the.
You could say it's confusing.
It was
yeah,
dull.
it was a more vague than I would have liked. Not vague isn't the right word. It's just more hard to describe
Mhm.
at that point. But
It
I
was
just
vague
enjoyed the
and
series
dull.
overall.
You say adult?
Dull.
It wasn't dull.
I thought the end of the anime was dull.
Which time travel?
The
would you
anime or the
believe in?
movie End of Evangelion?
Anime.
Okay.
That just the series.
Yes, that
The movie was fucked up.
because they ran out
But
of
exciting.
budget is why that was so dull in the anime.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oops, all out of money. We still have two
Blew
episodes
their budget
left."
on episode 24.
Yeah.
They did do that alternate reality though at the
Yeah.
in episode 26 where everybody's like, "We want to see that Evangelion."
Yeah, but so yeah, Chaos is now christened as an official anime fan. Welcome to the Weeb Club.
Did you know that they, with that 2-minute part of episode 26 with the alternate reality, they did make a comic out of that. So they made a manga out of that entire thing.
That makes sense.
It's called Evangelion Angelic Days.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's heavily implied that
best
like,
alternate reality is the mirror universe in Star Trek.
the best alternate reality.
Everybody has goatees.
Everybody has goatees. Did the ladies have goatees?
I don't know.
You don't know.
But seriously, it was like the alternate reality version of on Enterprise, like Through a Mirror Darkly.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the best 2-parters I've watched in a long time. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Great little like sneak pack, because it's like apparently in that timeline after First Contact, when they went back in time to save Zephyr Cochrane, one timeline they just thought Cochrane was crazy when he was talking about the Borg, and they went off to be the normal Federation. But in the other time, they're like, "Oh shit, he's telling the truth," and then they became a tyrannical empire that took over the galaxy.
Mm. So it was better to ignore the crazy old man in the end.
It depends.
Yeah.
I mean, you saved a lot of people from the Borg, but
Yeah, but they like conquered the Klingon Empire and everything in that universe. It's crazy. It's a really well realized alternate reality.
Well, with the anime that we were watching, it was not quite alternate realities. It was like at the after they reached the climax, like of the entire world ending. Essentially, it would restart because of what just happened. But some people would remember it. Like a few characters like make mention of something happening again, which sounds really odd, and then it's like the same events but slightly different each iteration. And one of those theories, like the first one that we actually can see, was actually the second time everything has happened.
more or less, yeah.
And like the movies are the third or
That's
something.
why it was called the Second Impact.
This has all happened
like
before. This will all happen again.
It's the second time the second impact happened.
Okay.
Like everything restarts back to the beginning.
Impact
after
squared.
the explosion at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that wrestler on Twitter I was telling you about, his finishing move is called the Third Impact. So
The Third Impact.
Yeah.
Who's this wrestler? You didn't say it on the. It was before the podcast.
He said it.
Did I? It's a podcast.
No, it was before. It was pre-podcast.
What's his actual? It's like the Great Black Otaku on Twitter.
The Great Black Otaku. Shout out to that guy on Twitter.
The other tacos.
Yeah.
So I think we are hitting kind of hour 10 minutes, but so let's wrap it up.
All right. Any final thoughts on that 10-minute dream sequence in Batman vs Superman with Injustice, where Superman's the villain? That needs to be a movie.
No, I'm hoping that the Justice League sequel will start with that sequence, and then they'll have Batman send the Flash and explain everything, and then reset the timeline like Flashpoint. Boom.
I hate Superman as bad guy.
It's so
I think
good.
It's outplayed. It's always stupid.
Seriously though, the seeds of Batman vs Superman, where they could take the universe with what they've set up in Batman vs Superman, it's fucking cool. Like they could go anywhere. It's awesome.
That's all I heard the movie was too. Was like a giant setup,
which sucks
for everything ever.
It felt like it was supposed to be 2 movies, which was like a rumor of a couple years ago. Where like they pushed it into one, and Snyder was not happy, and that rumor was quickly squashed. But it felt like that was very true.
Sometimes that's actually would be better. Sometimes
it definitely would have been.
The Hobbit should have been 2 movies.
Superman Doomsday should have been its own fucking movie.
Absolutely should have. It made no.
Yep, because and where they set it up for that movie, the stakes would have been way better if it was its own movie.
And Superman
but anyway,
needs to be a villain.
You should go watch Making the Rounds, Batman vs Superman, to hear me and Dark yell at each other for 40 minutes.
Did you know that Dark doesn't like what's good Die Hard? There we go. God.
What?
He doesn't like Die Hard.
Well, I think we need to revoke his American citizenship.
Yeah.
Fucking
like immediately.
Suka Blutz.
Him and Aaron Porter can get the fuck out.
All of you.
They
I mean, it's not a Christmas
deported.
movie. We've settled that, but it's not.
It's a Christmas tradition, not a Christmas movie. We've had this conversation.
Christmas tradition. That's totally fine. Yeah. Different definition.
Because Jingle All the Way, as TJ and I have discussed, best Christmas movie.
That's the best one. Absolutely.
Put the cookie down now.
So, what do we got to promote? TFT Minecraft Hardcore.
Yeah, Minecraft Hardcore is coming out. We're also going to start the Until Dawn series releasing here soon.
I think the first episode released today.
Yes, it did. today is the April 6th. So, for point of reference. Is it the 6th or the 7th?
It's the 6th.
Who knows? Anyway. Follow us on Twitter at the forum thread. You can follow us also our TFT Plays channel on Twitter at TFT Plays. Follow us on YouTube, TFT Productions and TFT Plays. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on iTunes. Subscribe to us on iTunes. You can like us on Twitch as well. And you can join our website, www.theforumthread.com.
You should also go to youtube.com/TheMrWartburg.
The Mr. Wartburg.
Yep.
He's cool.
Mr. Wartburg was taken.
The Mr. Wartburg.
What is Mr. Wartburg?
It's the name of a contest at Wartburg College where I went to school.
No, I know,
And
but
you won
is,
They haven't
on the
used it.
channel?
It's just there's no videos. I can't even see it, but YouTube told me the URL was taken.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
That's it. Have a good night.
Hey.
Bye.
We love you.